Hey, this is Mr. York. The quick explanation of how to get started in Final Cut Pro and saving correctly. There are three ways that you can save before you even get started. Once you've actually set up your saving, your files, it'll pretty much make changes for you and save all your changes automatically. You won't have to hit save again. I'm going to back up just a second. I open up Final Cut Pro and it automatically does that for me, but I just want to show you where I got that from. If I go to File, New, Library, you'll notice that project and event are not selectable, and that's because you have to have a library before you can have an event, and you have to have a library and an event before you can create a project. This terminology will become easier as we move along here. I'm going to go ahead and click on library, and I'm going to have to save that. My library is where all of my footage is coming from, and I can then create several events within one library, several projects within each event. I recommend that you keep it simple, especially because of saving and file size. Today I'm going to be trying to create a video for Project Lead the Way, so I'm just going to call it Project Lead the Way Fall. You guys can title it whatever you want. It'll automatically save your stuff in Movies or wherever else you'd like it. You can save it on your desktop. I don't have any problem putting mine in Movies today, so I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to hit save, and you'll notice over on the left hand side the icon for library are these 4 stars in the square. 1, 2, 3, 4. All form a square. And that's under the clapboard icon. It shows all of our libraries and our sidebar. If you click it once, it'll go away. Click it again, it'll come back. Down below that, we have the symbol for event. The event is automatically by default already saved as the date. If you want to change that, you can simply do the Apple click, which is click, wait, click, or it's really inconsistent. Sometimes I like to click twice, as if you're double clicking, then wait, and then click a third time. So if I wanted to be real specific about this event, I could actually save it as Project Lead the Way, or whatever I wanted to save it as. And then finally, my timeline down here is where my actual project's going to go. Click on that, and this is where I'm actually going to put in my footage. You'll notice that by default it's already set up as 1920 by 1080. In this case, P. Obviously, you could change that to I if you have interlaced video. And it's also rendering at Apple ProRes 422, though we typically do it quite a bit less in order to save room. And obviously, if you wanted to, you could do it uncompressed or any of the other Apple options. If you're not familiar with those, I would encourage you to look them up, but for the most part, I just leave everything as it is because I don't have any reason to change it right now. If I start importing footage that is drastically different than this, it'll adjust to that footage automatically anyhow. So I'm going to hit OK. You'll notice that now we have a creation of a timeline, and we also have an icon that shows our project, and that's what this clapboard up here represents. There's nothing in it right now because we haven't loaded anything. To find out how to load files into Final Cut Pro so that you can actually start editing, get and check out my next video. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope that helps. Remember, if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email or check out my website, www.mryork.org. Thanks so much.